back to my channel. My name's Molly and I mainly do mental health videos, but sometimes I do lifestyle videos and sometimes I do lifestyle videos as well. And today I am going to be talking about 6 signs that you have OCD. Now, number 1 is that you have uncontrollable thoughts that are often disturbing and or graphic. These can be things like visualizing family members or friends being injured or harmed. It can be thoughts that you are going to injure or harm someone. It can be disturbing sexual thoughts about family or friends that you don't really understand. It can be fear that you may be something that you are not and you've forgotten. For example, some people may think that they are a bad person or a killer, and their mind will then play these disturbing thoughts and often graphic images in their mind. And even though it's completely untrue, with OCD, the disturbing thoughts and images that people see are often the complete opposite of what that person believes in. Number 2 is that you act out compulsions or mental compulsions in order to prevent something from happening or to prevent the thoughts or graphic images that you're having in your mind. This can be seen more commonly. People are aware of the switching the switch a certain amount of times, tapping an object a certain amount of times, having to organise things in a certain way, but it can also be mental compulsions, so needing to repeat something in your head a set number of times, or needing to say something over and over and over again for a set amount of times. It could be needing to walk back and forth a number of times. It's any action that you have to do compulsively in order to give yourself peace from the thoughts that you are having, or from the fear that something will happen if you don't perform the compulsions. Number 3, which leads on from the last point, is that you are in constant fear that something bad will happen if you don't act out a compulsion. So that can be, as discussed before, you believe that a family member or friend is going to be injured or harmed in some way, and you believe that unless you act out this compulsion, that is going to happen. And it can often thrive on the what if scenario. So even though logically you'll know that you doing whatever action it is that you are needing to do is not going to make a difference to that person, the what if in your mind is still there, and that means that it still has control and you will still do the action almost as a just in case, even though logically you know that that action won't actually make a difference. In that moment, it is impossible to detach from the reality and the what if. Number 4 is definitely a common thing amongst people with OCD, and often you will hear them say that they have to perform an action or compulsion until it feels right. Now, some people will have compulsions or actions that they have to do a set amount of times, and if they mess up the rhythm or they mess up the pattern, they have to start again. A lot of the time, some people will have to perform an action until it feels right. Now, this is not something that you would be able to describe easily, and it is a completely personal feeling that somebody has inside them that has OCD, but they will often say or think that they need to do that action until, to them, it just feels right. Number 5, you might have grown up with a lot of people calling you super suspicious, or friends or family saying that you're really suspicious, superstitious, or maybe you said it yourself. A lot of the time people will misunderstand compulsions with superstition, and it makes it more complicated because the two can align. So it might be that somebody who has OCD around other things also will have OCD around the more commonly known superstitions, which is why they can cross and it can get quite confusing. But OCD is not a superstition, it is a mental health disorder, and it goes a lot deeper than just worrying that something is bad luck. And number 6 is that your compulsions or your thoughts affect your day-to-day life, and they do prevent you from performing unusual tasks, and they really do affect the value of life that you are living. OCD can be a very, very debilitating disorder, and it can really steal people's lives away from them. So if you feel like you might have OCD, or some of the things that I have discussed today sound familiar to you, or are struggles that you're having, please do get in contact with a doctor or a medical professional. Now, OCD has a multitude of symptoms and they're not all the same, and no two examples of OCD in each person is the same. So if you are somebody who believes that OCD is just about being clean or just about being tidy, and you don't feel like you fit the bracket because you are not clean or tidy, OCD does not have to be just about being clean and tidy. And some people with OCD don't even struggle with cleanliness or germs. OCD is one of the most complicated mental health disorders, so please don't be put off if you don't feel like you fit into the bracket that is out there of traditional OCD. Please do speak to somebody if you feel like something's wrong. It is always best asking for help. If you've got any questions specifically about OCD or any other disorders that you want to discuss, please just leave a comment down below, or I'll leave my social media for you to contact me over there. And I do a lot of mental health posts over on my Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I would love if you could subscribe and you could join this family that we're building here. If you do like these type of videos, I'm going to upload a few of them at once, see how they do, and if this is something that you'd be interested in seeing more of, then definitely please let me know. And wherever that you are, I hope you have a lovely morning, day or night, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!